Train to Busan made the whole world fall in love with zombie movies again. But there are 12 zombie films out there that hit even harder, and most people have never heard of half of them. Stick around because number 3 on this list was made for $25,000 and became one of the most profitable films ever. Number 12, Rambach Berlin Undead. A man travels to Berlin to win back his ex-girlfriend. He gets to her apartment and she's not there. Then a zombie outbreak hits the city and he's trapped in the building with strangers. The film is only 63 minutes long, has zero filler, and the zombies here work differently. If you stay calm, the virus stays asleep in your body. If you panic, you turn. So the whole film is about trying to keep your heart rate down while zombies are banging on your door. The entire shoot took just 23 days in one Berlin apartment block. Number 11, Blood Quantum.
One of them could come in here and this entire camp.
Behind you.
A zombie outbreak hits Canada, but the indigenous people on the Mi'kmaq Reserve are completely immune. They can't be turned at all, so now the surviving white population floods onto their land begging for safety, which completely flips history on its head. The film is set in 1981, the same year Quebec police actually raided the real Mi'kmaq Reserve. The director, Jeff Barnaby, grew up on that same reserve and made every actor watch a documentary about those real raids before filming started.
You wanna live?
Who says we're immune?
Number 10, The Night Eats the World. A man wakes up after a party in a Paris apartment to find everyone is either dead or a zombie. He's the only person left alive in the whole building. There's barely any talking in this film. It's all about what being completely alone does to your head. He starts numbering the apartments, setting up traps, and slowly losing grip on what's real. The zombies are almost totally silent, which makes them scarier than the usual screaming type. The director cut almost all background music on purpose, so you feel the silence as much as he does. Number 9, Wyrmwood Road of the Dead.
What?
Think Mad Max meets Dawn of the Dead in the Australian outback. After a meteor shower starts a zombie outbreak, a mechanic finds out that all petrol on Earth has stopped working. His fix? Use the gas that zombies breathe out to power his truck. Meanwhile, his sister gets grabbed by a mad scientist who accidentally gives her the ability to control zombies with her mind. The whole film cost just $160,000. Two brothers self-funded it and shot it on weekends over 4 years using their own gear.
Come on, you zombie! You want a zombie? I'll get you a zombie. What?
Number 8, Dead Snow.
Let's finish this.
Medical students go to a cabin in the snowy mountains of Norway for Easter break. Then Nazi zombies crawl out of the frozen ground and start tearing them apart. These aren't normal zombies. They're not hungry for flesh. They want their stolen gold back, which makes them smarter and more dangerous. It's gory, it's funny, and totally over the top. The director Tommy Wirkola filmed it in 2 completely different parts of Norway because the real village it's set in wasn't remote enough to look right on camera.
USA!
Number 7. I Am a Hero. A failing manga artist with no confidence is the last person you'd expect to survive a zombie outbreak in Tokyo. But he has one thing almost nobody else in Japan has: a licensed shotgun. Japan has some of the strictest gun laws on the planet, so owning a firearm makes him the most powerful person alive. The zombies in this film are unlike anything else. They twist and flip and crawl sideways like spiders. The crew used real dancers and gymnasts to perform the zombie movements, which is why they look so disturbing. Number 6. The Sadness.
Hell, the dead will walk the earth and tear them from the living.
Is anyone out there?
A virus changes overnight in Taiwan and turns normal people into violent killers who know exactly what they're doing. They're not brainless, they enjoy the violence. This is one of the most extreme zombie films ever made, and it makes Train to Busan look tame. The infected chase people through trains, hospitals, and streets with weapons. The director, Rob Jabaz, is actually Canadian, but made the whole film in Taiwan with a local cast and crew. It was banned or heavily cut in several countries, and Jabaz said the film came from his anger at how COVID information was handled.
You ain't seen no bite marks. That's the only way to infect disease. They bite you. Goes down your bloodstream, make you do crazy things. I'm in the dark!
Number 5. Wreck. A Spanish TV reporter follows firefighters into a Barcelona apartment building on a normal call. Then the government seals the building shut from the outside, and people inside start turning violent. It's found footage, and every second feels real. The whole film was shot in order from start to finish, which is extremely rare for any movie. That means the fear you see on screen builds naturally because the cast experienced it that way. The final scene was filmed in complete darkness using real night vision cameras, and the actors genuinely could not see what was around them.
Y nos van a seguir diciendo que no pasa nada.
¡Oye, deja de grabar de una puta vez, joder! Otro lado, ha ocurrido algo inesperado. Puede contagiarse.
Number 4. The Wailing.
놈은 그냥 미끼를 던져보고 안에 딸내미는 그곳을 확 물어본 것이요.
A stranger arrives in a small South Korean mountain village, and people start getting sick, turning violent, and killing their own families. A local cop tries to figure out what's going on, but every answer makes things worse. It's 2.5 hours long, and every minute matters. The film mixes spiritual rituals, possession, and infection into something totally unique. The director spent months studying real spiritual ceremonies in the Korean countryside, and hired a real practitioner as a consultant to make sure everything looked right on screen. Number 3 is Now Overlord. WW. Two soldiers find a zombie lab the night before D-Day. It's got a killer opening scene, and J.J. Abrams produced it. The behind-the-scenes fact is that they used a real rigged explosion for the plane crash, with stuntmen falling through actual fire, and it was Bad Robot's first ever R-rated film. Most of your audience will have genuinely missed it, which fits perfectly for a list like Number 2, Braindead.
They're getting sicker by the minute.
I asked for the Lord!
Soon there won't be
Before Peter
anyone
Jackson
left.
made Lord of the Rings, he made the goriest zombie comedy of all time in New Zealand. A man's controlling mother gets bitten by a rat monkey at the zoo and slowly turns into a flesh-eating monster. It gets crazier and crazier until the main character fights off a whole horde of zombies with a lawnmower. They used over 300 liters of fake blood for the final scene alone. The film came in under budget, so Jackson spent the leftover $45,000 shooting a zombie baby scene in a park, which he says is his favorite scene he's ever filmed.
What a collection of stiffs you got down there.
Who isn't? Braindead. It's all right.
Number 1, 28 Days Later.
Lesson 1. You never go anywhere alone unless you got no choice.
Oh.
Number 2. You only travel during daylight unless you got no choice.
This really is a bad idea. You know why?
A man wakes up from a coma in a completely empty London. No people, no noise, nothing. He walks past Big Ben and across Westminster Bridge without seeing a single person. Those scenes were not CGI. The crew got up at dawn and had about 20 minutes before the streets filled up. They asked real people walking by to stop for a few seconds while they grabbed the shot. The whole film was recorded on a cheap Canon XL1 camera that cost about $4,000. The director Danny Boyle picked it on purpose because the rough picture quality made London look more unsettling. This film started the fast zombie trend and kicked off the entire modern zombie revival.
It's obviously a bad idea.
We have to leave now. More will be coming. They always do.